No, I think it's probably going to be like head-to-head guitars going at it for reals.
Yeah, well. Life goes on.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys played Street Fighter 4?
I have. We know that.
Wait, that's
okay.
the one you had, yes?
Let me ask you, graphics-wise, what is your final one? Because I've seen the commercials for it, and it just looks absolutely atrocious.
Well,
like, fine, a step up from Nintendo, yes, but it's still terrible.
It depends on what you expect from it, because they were trying to make it less realistic and try to be more true to the old games. That's why it's like that. I mean, unless if you're expecting like second generation graphics, then you're looking at the wrong game, because that's not what they were going for.
I mean, I at least expected Soul Calibur kind of graphics.
Well, yeah, that's not what you're going to see with this.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, they could have done that, but they chose not to. They chose to keep it in the kind of colorful, artistic style that the original Street Fighter was in, the shell shading, and that's their choice. It's an artistic choice.
I think it was a terrible artistic choice.
Okay.
But then again, I'm an opinionated asshole sometimes. So.
Hey, we're all opinionated assholes sometimes.
Anyway.
Yeah, so it's
Is it time?
It's your choice.
Okay, look, I know we're doing segues and everything, but I have to bring this up because it's freaking me out, to be honest. PETA just purchased a towel from George Clooney that he used in a Washington, D.C. gym, and they want to use the sweat from it to synthesize a new flavor of tofu. Now, I'm not making this up. I'm reading it right now.
Are you reading from The Onion?
No, not from The Onion. It's L.A. Times.
They're losing credibility by, like, the month. I'm not even kidding. Like, that whole fiasco with sea kittens.
Oh, yeah, that... Oh, God. Retarded.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about that. I really got nothing.
I just needed to put it out there so people would realize how crazy PETA actually is.
Like, I'm literally thinking these people are willing to kill you for things. Like, they would be...
Oh, no.
Yeah,
no.
This is just creepy.
Ingrid has said that the PETA president, she said that she wants nothing more than humanity to stop existing so animals can just frolic about and be animals without us messing it up. She's actually said that.
You know what? You know what? When she offs herself and all of PETA members in a cult style suicide, then
I'll just continue living.
the rest of us will continue living, but she will get her wish.
Yeah, exactly. She won't have to worry about it. Tell her to come back as an animal to rule the world, and then she won't have a problem. We probably shouldn't do that, because she'll go to some, like, black magic voodoo guy and be like, turn me into an animal now. I want to rule the world.
And of course you'll have an Arnold Schwarzenegger accent, because that's the only way to go.
Has to. Yeah. There's no other way.
Yeah, no other way.
Is it time? Can we do it now, Sinclair? I'm excited.
It seems like it's time.
Yeah, we're at the end. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've saved the best for last. The most retarded for last, I like to add.
All right. So, we're all very familiar. I guess tonight seems to be video game night, apparently. There's a lot of video games.
For the most part, yes.
Okay, so we're all very familiar with our zombie genre. One of them well-known is Resident Evil, which is now on their fifth game, right? I believe it's only
Well, actually, this is the fifth. This is the fifth that has a number.
There's more.
Oh, okay.
There's Umbrella Chronicles, which isn't included in the numbered series, right?
Yeah, there's Umbrella Chronicles, there's Code Veronica X, there's a whole bunch. Let's not worry about that. Let's just stick with this.
Okay, alright, so apparently a lot of people are really upset about the new Resident Evil setting. It says that it is set in a fictional African country. The latest in the critically acclaimed Resident Evil series is sparking racial controversy over its choice of enemies. It says, famed for their zombie-packed gameplay, the Resident Evil games form one of gaming's longest-running horror stories, but recent episodes have adopted more modern premises, and the fifth title eschews the undead altogether, leaving the apple pie hero to gun down armies of what the Wall Street Journal calls poor and shirtless African villagers. It's not surprising that it aroused some interest. It actually is. I actually watched the trailer. I gotta say, it's not racist at all, like, from what I can tell.
Alright, yeah. Let's start off first of all by saying who said that. The Wall Street Journal.
Mm-hmm.
Rich, old, white motherfuckers.
In the spirit of George Carlin, I have to agree with Ernest on that one.
Yeah, we all know that's who's making this argument, you know, poor, shirtless Africans. That's who's making this argument. Rich, white motherfuckers. Second of all, now, when the zombie someone say it for me?
Zombocalypse?
Zombocalypse.
Yes. When that comes, I don't care who is in front of me. If it's men, women, child, black, blue, green, yellow, red. If it's a zombie, I'm gonna kill it.
No, and you know what? Those rich white guys are the true racists in this, because if they weren't racist, they wouldn't have noticed something like that.
Alright, so check this out. Check it out. Is it racist? Taken purely in isolation, the sight of a white male gunning down hordes of semi-mindless African opponents has provoked many reactions. But although only a few reviews have sneaked out so far, they largely brush off the racism allegations. It's currently scoring 87% at review aggregation site Metacritic.com. Even the BBFC, the group responsible for issuing age certifications in Britain, publicly declared the race controversy a non-issue. I mean, you go watch the video on YouTube, and you'll see. It says that the guy who created it is tried their best, because they realized that something like this would happen. They tried their best to show. Resident Evil designer Jun Takuchi told MTV in an interview that he was surprised at the reaction many observers had to the game, and commented that racial issues in his native Japan are different from those in Western countries. Incidentally, he also confirmed that several of Resident Evil 5's development team are black. The game doesn't confront the race issue head-on. The protagonist, Chris Redfield, has a female sidekick who's from the region, although she's light-skinned. And WSJ notes the game is careful to identify why his opponents are so violent. The game suggests that the barbarism depicted in the game is a result of your enemy's zombiness, not their African identity. In short, Africans don't beat you to death with their hands, zombies do, it says.
He shouldn't even have to clarify something like that. Because anyone who watches this trailer, like I am right now, can plainly see that that's what's going on. There's zombies that happen to be African, not Africans that are violently killing everyone.
I mean, watch the game. You can see clearly the difference and change. You know, like, in fact, most of the people on there look actually more green than black. So, I mean, you know, I guess I suppose, like they said, if you take it in isolation, yes, it could be racist. But the whole point it's not about, you know, white people killing black people. It's about one white guy trying to get out from being eaten by zombies, you know? I don't know.
Who happens to be in Africa for some reason.
Yeah, what is he doing in Africa is my question. That's a good point. What the hell is he doing in Africa?
Yeah, I don't know.
If I recall, I could be making this up, but I think he's trying to find out. I think he goes to Africa because that's where like the earliest outbreak of the virus started, and he's looking for the source. to try to find a cure.
See,
I could be making that up.
You know what?
no,
That could
step
actually.
right there could. Sorry, Yanni. Or I mean, Dave.
No, go on.
That could be construed as racism even more because everyone's always using the stereotype that all major diseases and viruses originate in Africa. So I mean,
okay.
That could be part of it. I mean, that's even worse than the visual part of it.
Well, no, but okay. That area is like ripe for viruses, though, or for infections of that kind.
Yeah, just because the living conditions are
It's
very
perfect.
bad.
It's warm. It's it's good for. I mean, it's a place for viruses to thrive. That either in Africa or I'd say even South America is somewhere where you would find stuff.
Look, malaria.